sure we're live in effect.
One, two.
Boy, you be giving that spider web a run for his money every time.
You put it too tight, dog.
Look how mine's all nice and neat. You got a pair of balls over there. I got the Jeffrey Dahmers on today.
Yup.
We're gonna party. Party.
Algorithm, man, has been a lot about work. Like, is your job keeping you down? You have the 5 signs that shows that you no longer belong at that job. Your alarm clock, is it better to stay asleep than get up and go to work?
Does your work show no appreciation, but when they do give you a pizza party?
Do you start clapping when they cancel meetings or your boss doesn't show up?
This is weird, but have you ever been in bed and got that feeling where you're so cozy you just kind of kick your feet together like, eh? What's going on, late night family? We back in the building, coming to bring you another exciting episode of Late Night Conversations with Unc and Nephew. I am your host for tonight's episode, King J, also known as Nephew, and to my left is the co-host,
JR, Big Unc.
What's up, Big Unc?
Shit, the weather, dog.
Feel good out
Feels good out, man. Like,
Falls
even right
upon
now,
us.
yeah. Well,
How
long?
Slightly.
Yeah, well, we're going back into the 80s next week, so.
Damn, man.
Yeah, so fall's not all the way here.
He's like a foot in, a foot out.
Yeah, it's giving us a piece, though. It's giving a little taste of what we're going to get in late January.
Yeah, probably February. Yeah, our fall don't hit till like...
Yeah.
Actually, we don't get a fall.
Yeah.
It goes from summer to winter.
And then back to summer.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the podcast tonight, y'all.
Yep.
We got an exciting episode planned for y'all tonight. Man, I got a super dope story. As you know, we are in Oktoberfest.
Man.
We are still running with Oktoberfest, getting ready for our Halloween episode.
I can't even. What? I was trying to say a spooky woo, and it came out wrong.
I thought you were trying to sing.
I thought my dog died.
Anyways, as y'all know, we are still kicking off Oktoberfest as we get closer and closer to our Halloween episode, and we have a special treat for y'all this year. So y'all definitely want to stick around. Yeah. If this is y'all's first time watching the podcast, we just want to say welcome to the Late Night family, and we hope you enjoy your time with us. We try to make every episode as exciting as we can with super dope content. And if you do enjoy the content that you see tonight or any content from any of our videos, we just want to say thank you for watching. Please hit that follow button. And that's wherever you're watching your podcast at, whether that be Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast from. We're on all platforms. Right. So y'all just give us a follow. We'd greatly appreciate it. And give us a share. Share us with your friends and family. We really would appreciate it. For all our YouTube gang members out there, if y'all watching on YouTube, man, give us a subscribe, man. Hit the subscribe button and punch that bell in the face so you get notified every time we drop a video.
When's that?
And that's every Friday, 8 a.m.
Come on.
So y'all stick with us. We're going to have a good time tonight. So, yep, y'all buckle up and let's get it.
So what story you got for me tonight, nephew?
I got a super dope story. As you know, since we're in Oktoberfest,
right.
I'm keeping it themed with horror. So remember last week we talked about
Ed Gein.
Right. And how we, because I'm trying to keep it themed a little bit with the horror icons.
Right.
We talked about Ed Gein last week. Well, I got somebody today.
Okay.
A horror movie icon that... It was inspired by this man.
Right. Which, and let's go back and rephrase this with some of these people who don't really understand is a lot of times they see the like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Right, exactly.
People, you hear all the time it was based, out of a true story.
Right.
Not always true.
It's not always
based
a true
on
story.
true events of an actual crime.
Exactly. It's these people who take these specific true crime ideas or, cases that they reviewed and not necessarily, as you're going to see today, the case that we're going from today, there was only one victim.
Right.
But this inspired a whole franchise based off of one piece. So picture this, a lonely 2-lane highway cutting through the heart of rural Michigan, right?
Right.
It's spring. 1990. The air is cool. The sun is melting into the horizon, and a couple is driving home. From Easter dinner spots. A couple driving home from Easter dinner spots something strange. They see a beat up van or / truck, like it's a van type truck.
Right.
Ahead of them, pale and rusting, all rusted up. Speeds down the road. Behind the wheel is a man. But it's not the man. It's not the car chasing or whatever. What they see next is what chills them to the bone. Out of nowhere, they watch that same man heave a bloody body down a deserted embankment beside an abandoned schoolhouse.
While he's driving?
After yes, the truck passed him after a while. Now they see somebody throwing a bloody body sheet.
Oh my goodness!
That should tell you the movie right there. But if you don't know yet, that horrifying scene would have become one of the most haunting unsolved mysteries on television, and years later, it would inspire one of the creepiest horror movies ever made.
Thrown out of a truck, dude. I'm
ready?
You got me, dude.
Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, dude, you're right, dude.
Jeepers Creepers.
It's been so long since I've seen that one. You know, we were at the
parade.
Spirit.
Oh no,
we were at Spirit.
Yes.
We were at the parade first, and we saw the guy
Jeepers Creepers
walking around. But then we saw the Jeepers Creepers there at the Spirit store in Lubbock.
Dude,
but I still had. It's been so long since I've seen that movie, and it's crazy because it's one of the prolific horror
movies
Halloween.
At that time. Yeah, dude. So it's crazy.
The old rusted truck. The
old rusted
beat up truck. Yeah.
The couple down the highway. Dog, I'm telling you.
Yep.
So y'all, this is what's crazy. This now what we're about to talk about tonight, we're going to be talking about Dennis Depew. His name is Dennis Depew, and he's the real man behind the monster.
Okay.
So, Dennis Henry Depew seemed like an average small-time guy. He was born in Michigan in 1943. He was an educated man. He was a property assessor by trade. He was very polite, soft-spoken, and he married a woman named Marilyn, who was a teacher there in the town they lived in. Together, they had 3 children, and what looked like from the outside was a picture-perfect family.
When does it not ever?
Right. They look like a picture-perfect family. But like so many true crime stories, appearances lie.
Right.
By the late 1980s, Dennis's marriage was crumbling. And Marilyn had filed for divorce after years of emotional distance and controlling behavior. And friends said Dennis felt like a failure, like the world and especially his wife had turned against him. And after the divorce, things only got darker because he didn't officially leave. He just stayed on a little piece of property outside of the house. Okay. Like they owned like a little piece of property on the same house. So he was living out there. But the whole time that they were going through the separation, his biggest thing was he felt like Marilyn was turning his kids against him.
Which most men do.
You know, he was feeling like that. I mean, it was getting real bad. And dog, if you see his picture, which I'll put it right here.
Okay.
If you see his picture,
you look right there.
Yeah, there he is. If you look at his picture, dog, he looks like something's wrong. So I don't see how they look like a pic. You know what? Let me just pull it up.
Okay.
Because I need you to see.
I'm going to see it, tomorrow.
Yes, but I don't need you to see it now. But I need you to see this now.
So does he look like Jeepers Creepers?
He doesn't, but he looks like somebody who's ugly.
So I'm going to be looking at a mirror.
No, he don't look like Jeepers Creepers, but he does look like somebody who murdered somebody for sure.
So was he into domestic violence?
Watch, we're going to dig into that a little bit.
Oh, he looks creepy, dog.
I told you, dog.
He looks what is that word I'm looking for, man?
And his wife got some chompers on her.
Yeah, but I really didn't pay attention to her. I was looking.
No disrespect, but
no disrespect to her, but as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh my goodness.
He looks off, right?
He looks like, he looks disturbed.
He looks like, right?
Yeah, he looks disturbed.
So he looks crazy, So the thing is, like I said, after the divorce, things got dark. And it got to a point where on Easter Sunday, April 15th, 1990, Dennis arrived at Marilyn's home in Coldwater, Michigan. She was there with their children trying to celebrate a peaceful holiday without him. So he shows up trying to take the kids. The kids immediately don't want to go with him.
Right.
Like all three of them, they don't want to go with him. So that pisses him off in a certain burst. So he gets into an argument with Marilyn because she's stepping in like the kids don't want to go with him.
Right.
You know?
So she's going to, she's the mom.
And so they start arguing and voices rose up, and in a sudden burst of rage, Dennis pushed Marilyn down the stairs. And she tumbled all the way down. He proceeded to walk down the stairs. Damn! Punched the table.
Why would you?
I was channeling Dennis Depue's anger.
Hope not, Doc, because I'll leave.
So
I want to live.
Anyway, he said, "Don't do me like that."
I want to live.
So, anyways, he goes down the stairs and proceeds to beat her. I mean, beat her bad in front of the kids.
Rolled down the
stairs, he goes down and he starts beating on her, man.
So he was
in front of the kids, dude. Right. I mean, he's beating her down. And he finally, when he gets done and out of his fit of rage, the kids are crying, screaming, and one of the eldest daughters takes off running to go get help.
Right.
So he picks up Marilyn and he takes her to his truck. It's an old beat up rusty truck.
Right.
And he throws her in and he tells the kids, "I'm taking her to the hospital." But he doesn't, He told them he was taking her to the hospital. They never showed up. Instead, Dennis drove down a back country road far from where anyone could hear the screams. He proceeded to take his gun and he shot Marilyn in the back of the head. And killed her. Hours later, as the night crept in, a couple named Ray and Marie Thornton were driving along Michigan's rural M66 highway. That's when they noticed the van. It was cream-colored, license plate covered in dirt, all rusted up, speeding ahead of them. I mean, it was in front, but I mean, it was flying through traffic. Yeah. They watched in confusion as the driver stopped near an abandoned schoolhouse. He got out and he began dragging something heavy across the ground. They slowed down, to kind of see what the hell is he doing. They slowed down long enough just to realize what it was. It was a blood-soaked sheet.
Wow.
Then the man looked up, his face emotionless, and his eyes locked onto theirs.
Like that picture.
Yes. He saw them, seeing him, locked eyes with them, and then check this out, After he threw whatever he was holding into the embankment, when he threw it, he jumped back in his truck, and Ray in the car hit the gas because the van's headlights flared in the rearview mirror.
Right.
So he jumped.
So he was coming after him, yeah.
And started chasing them For miles, the two vehicles tore down the Michigan highway. The couple's hearts were pounding as the van closed in, then backed off, then would come in and back off. I mean, he was like terrorizing them. Eventually, the van disappeared into the night, but that image, that look would haunt them forever.
Can imagine.
The next morning, police found Marilyn Depue's body near that same abandoned schoolhouse, shot once in the head. The van was gone, and so was Dennis. He had vanished off the face of the earth.
Right.
For nearly a year, there were no leads, no sightings. He became one of America's most wanted fugitives until his case aired on Unsolved Mysteries in March of 1991.
Okay.
And that's where things got cinematic,
That's when people, his face was out there more into the whole United States, not just Michigan.
Not just Michigan. Now he's got national attention.
Right.
And because of that episode airing, just a few days after the episode aired, a woman in Dallas, Texas, called the authorities.
Oh, he was in Texas.
That was her current boyfriend.
Oh, snap.
She said that she recognized Dennis, but he was using a different name. He had been living quietly in Louisiana, calling himself Hank Queen. Charming his neighbors, lying low. When police caught up with him, he led them on a high-speed chase through Mississippi. Cornered, Dennis...
Hold on. So... he went to Dallas and took off to Mississippi?
So apparently, I don't know how he met this woman in Dallas. Apparently, that was I don't know if.
Oh, so he was living. So there were.
So I don't know if there were long distance relationships.
That's what I was going to say. Long distance.
Yeah, because I had read online that apparently that was her boyfriend. And
okay.
So I don't know. I mean, we can fact check that.
You just threw me off that he's in Mississippi.
I thought that was odd
that's
too.
That's why I'm like, is it a long distance relationship?
I'm assuming that's what it was. That's why she knew him.
Yeah.
And like I said, he led him through a chase all through Mississippi.
Right.
From Because Louisiana's right next to Mississippi.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. So he led them on a chase through Mississippi, and they ended up cornering Dennis. You know, they ended up cornering him when they finally caught up to him. And he took his own life with a gunshot to the head.
In 91.
Whenever they finally caught up to him.
See that, and I hate that for cowards, man, who commit heinous crimes and then take their own life.
Exactly.
You know, be a man and take
face
the punishment.
consequences. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you are man enough to
beat
throw your wife,
yeah.
beat her, and then shoot her.
Be man enough to handle what comes after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he did it, man. He killed himself with a gunshot to the head, and like that, the story was over. Or
his story was over.
Maybe not. See, fast forward 10 years, in 2001, a new horror film hits theaters. Jeepers Creepers. In the movie, a brother and sister drive down a lonely highway when they spot a strange man
Weren't they in a blue sedan?
Yeah, they're in that little car.
Yeah.
Yes. And they spot a strange man dumping what looks like a body behind an abandoned church. The man drives a creepy old van covered in dust with a license plate that reads Beatngu. Be eating you. Let me tell you why that's significant.
Okay, see, I'm over here racking my brain every time you say stuff because it's been so long since I've seen the movie,
right?
That I've lost a lot of the meaning of it and a lot of
like the smaller details like that,
right?
Yeah, because when he got in front of them, the license plate said Beatngu, which be eating you, and I'll tell you why that's significant. Why they chose to have a license plate?
Because he was like
He was like
not a vampire,
he was like a demon or something.
Yeah.
So the reason why they chose to even do that's a small detail in cinema,
right?
That he had a license plate that said "Be eating."
Right.
You.
I mean,
he eats people.
It's a what is that word I'm looking for?
Like an Easter egg or something like that.
People look for that.
And I'll tell you why they chose to do that, because in the original, Dennis DePue, when they had spotted him dumping the body, and after he went on that high-speed chase, one thing I forgot to mention was when he finally gave up on the chase and went away from them, they kind of seen where he went, and wherever he stopped, he got off and he changed the license plates that he had.
Okay.
So he put on another plate. But the reason why that's so significant is because when this couple was driving down the highway, they were playing a game. And it was anytime they saw a license plate, they had to make a slogan. For that license, using the letters.
Right.
And I think the wife said she saw one license plate and it said, I think Dennis's at the time, it said, it was like OGZ or something like that. And she said a slogan of like, oh, geez, or something like that.
Right.
So that's why that was significant, because they were in real life, in the case, they were playing a license plate game.
Right.
So that's why they decided to put that little Easter egg of that be eating you license
smart
plate.
Of them. What did it say again? I be eating you?
Be eating you.
Be eating you, yeah.
So it sounds familiar, right? Because that's all the movie we watched when we, years back. I mean, that was a horror icon to this day. He's one of you got Jason, you got Freddy, you got Michael Myers, it's Jeepers Creepers,
right?
The creature, whatever he is,
right?
That chilling opening scene was lifted directly from the DePue case, almost detail for detail. Like I said, down to the license plate.
the little.
Yes. Even the chase sequence, like you were saying, the van tailing the siblings down a desolate road mirrors the Thorntons' real life encounter. Of course, Jeepers Creepers took things into the supernatural, turning its killer into an ancient winged demon.
Right.
But the real story, no wings, no monsters, just a man, broken, bitter, hiding behind his own darkness. Dennis DePue wasn't a creature from hell, but maybe in his own way, he showed us
demonic. Son of a bitch, I can't get that word. Demonic.
Dennis DePue wasn't a creature from hell, but maybe in his own way, he showed us how human monsters are sometimes the scariest of all.
Damn right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, okay, picture you showed me is obviously from the 80s because nobody wears a blue suit anymore.
Nobody takes pictures like that no more.
Exactly.
Yeah. Except we know somebody who does.
That's why I said it. I'm not going to mention it, but anyways. But He looks crazy. He looks
looks like
dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
Demonic.
You know, just
he looks like something's wrong with him, dog.
He looks at you like he's staring through you.
Right.
See, and those are the worst kind of people because you can't.
Like there's no soul behind his eyes.
Yeah, you can't read them.
Right.
You can't read it because I think I'm a good
people reader.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's not what I was looking for. It's called
purple people eater. I don't know
I
what
can read
popped in
people,
my head. Yeah.
but I think I'm pretty good at that. You know.
Right.
Somebody like that will make somebody like me or somebody with who anyways, it'll put a chill down your spine.
Right. Yeah, like with that kind of
when
look.
you see somebody in real life with that, not through a picture, of course.
Right.
But when you see somebody in real life and he's just looking through you like a 1,000-yard stare or whatever, you know, from the Marines or Vietnam War vet, whatever.
Seeing something traumatic like that.
Yeah,
yes. Remember that little boy we covered, the Riker Webb case.
Yes.
When his picture
was like
it chills. It sends a chill down your spine.
Yeah, because I mean, what he had to have witnessed and been through to change you from this person to this person, that's what he reminds me of, dog.
Exactly, dog. That's a good comparison, dog.
Yeah.
His look looks like there's something wrong with him.
Most definitely.
Internally.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can see.
Like he's looking right through you. You know.
Yeah.
Those are the worst people you can read because you can't read them. You don't know what you.
You don't know what they're unpredictable.
Yeah. A lot of times you can read people and say you can't read their thoughts, but you pretty much say I understand what he's going through.
Right.
But someone like that, dude, they'll put a chill down your spine, and you're
dog.
like, dude, I don't want to be around that person.
Right, dog.
You don't want to be around people like that.
And it's crazy, Unc, because like people from the outside, they look like this happy couple, but you don't know what somebody's capable of. That's what's crazy, dog. When you think about it.
How many times, nephew, do we always say, like, who says it best? Ashley Flowers. You never know something. You never know somebody.
Exactly.
And that's what people don't realize is what happens behind closed doors.
Right.
Especially what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, obviously is what happens at home stays at home until he lost control.
Until he lost control.
Right.
And that's like that demon in him, bro. Like,
right.
And that's why I wonder sometimes, dog. Like, I got this theory in my head. Like, you always see people say, I couldn't believe he was capable of doing that. He's not that kind of guy, or
right.
Could it be like if you believe in demons or on the spiritual side?
Right.
Could it be a moment of possession that commits him to do something?
A lot of times
crazy?
I think about that, nephew. I mean,
like these serial killers.
When you see the serial killer, when who was it that the dog talked to him from the 70s? What was his name, man? Can't even think about it right now. Like I said, my daughter always tells me, Dad, you got way too much in your brain, too much in your mind that you can't keep them straight. But can you actually be in a state of possession? I don't want to say demonic possession.
Right.
But the act of rage can change.
Maybe the emotion.
That changes that emotion in whatever chemical that goes through your mind to get rage to the highest level,
to where
that you can't control yourself, and you wake up the next day and you're like, what did I do?
Makes sense. Because like remember Ed Gein said the same thing.
Yeah.
That he would wake up like
not knowing what he did.
That he didn't know what he did.
But he never talked about rage.
Yeah.
He just had had an obsession.
What do people always say when people kill somebody, or what possessed them to do
that?
Them,
exactly.
Why is that the word they use?
See, and like Ed Gein was an obsession with his mother.
Yeah,
that he wanted to find the person.
He wanted to be his mom.
Yeah. Where this guy, Edward.
Oh, Dennis Depew.
Dennis Depew was a rage.
Yeah, his was out of anger.
His rage came to the highest level of chemical instability in your brain that you can no longer control yourself. I don't think I've never been there.
Been that angry?
As a matter of fact, I'm never angry.
Yeah.
I may raise my voice.
The chill guy. Just a chill guy.
But who's to say I can't get to there? Who's to say you
Who's
can't?
to say nobody knows? You know what I mean?
Nobody knows, yeah.
Because that goes back to that old saying, nobody knows how you react in situation until you're in that situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, and anger, for me, the most angry I can get would be like, let's say one of my kids was murdered and they found out who it was, but couldn't prove it. My rage would be so high that I want to kill that person. But that doesn't become the chemical imbalance that I'm just talking about, because
this is out of vengeance.
This is vengeance from my body. It's called, what is it when you premeditate it?
Yeah,
I want to premeditate this and kill this dude, but a true anger,
like in a fit of rage, you know?
A fit of rage where, let's say my daughter is murdered one of my kids, and I see it. Now that's
you're like
that's anger.
Yeah.
That's gonna get my chemical to the where if I get a hold of this guy, he's probably not gonna survive.
Right, exactly.
You know?
And so that's crazy, and you know, the story behind it is wild. You know, of course, I mean, and it is a shame. You know, it's crazy how it ties into, you know, we're in October.
Right.
So we're in the middle of not only breast cancer awareness month, but we are also in domestic violence awareness month.
Right.
You know, it was a domestic violence case. I mean,
but how much more did she
have to endure
before this?
Obviously, it was enough to
that's
cause
what
a divorce.
I said. You know, but was it physical or just mental?
Mental. Yeah, because it's both. It goes both ways.
And going now that you brought that up on domestic violence awareness, you know, it takes on average 7 times for a male or female to leave a partner, an abusive partner, or a toxic relationship before they finally
call it quits.
You know, there's some people that are just, women especially, are so afraid, I can't make it on my own.
Right.
But I believe women are the strongest willed. Right. You know, I've met a lot of women through work or whatever, you know, that have started with nothing because they finally said, I'm done with this man or this relationship.
Right.
And they're like, I left this person with just the clothes on my back.
Right.
But look at me now.
Yes.
Which we commend females like that, or abused people like that.
Victims, yes. Exactly.
You know, because they do struggle, and there is help for them.
Yes, there is help. There is a hotline that you could call. Any of our viewers out there who are watching know that if y'all have been longtime followers of me and Unc, y'all know because of last year, we did a dedication of domestic violence awareness month.
To the child,
yes.
The one here, the domestic violence.
Yes.
The Crisis Center
of Plains.
Here in Plainview, Texas, yeah.
Yes, we did a shout out to them, and we did a little bit of, Unc reviewed some facts of domestic violence, and that is something that me and Unc do hold close to our hearts because we have somebody who worked directly with domestic violence victims
for many years. And we saw the effects. Okay, so we see the victims. And we may know some victims, and you may know some victims, and you know, and you try to help them. But we've also seen the point where the one who has helped the victim the most, what they go through.
Exactly.
You know, this is not something that, you know, you can just talk about and just forget about.
Right.
This hits the heart for a lot of these advocates that are out there trying to help these. You know, whether it's domestic violence or whether it's people with breast cancer right now. With
exactly. Even we don't want to leave that out either.
You got counselors who talk to women
who are dealing with breast cancer. Yeah, for mental health guidance.
So,
because that's a heavy load to carry.
Too, you know, so we're not just, you know, we're making aware of the victims.
Yes, we just want to shout out those who
hearts, but also the advocates who put in their time,
exactly,
you know, to try to help these people.
Make it a career to help people in an area that is
that
very,
it's not satisfying.
You see a lot of heartbreak.
Yeah.
No, it's just the thing is, the advocates who deal with these kind of roles see a lot of heartbreaking things. It's almost like a true crime detective.
Right.
They see a lot of rough things that they have to process and have to deal with.
There's no they're not appreciate it.
Right,
Especially
exactly.
like when you have a first timer, second timer, who's been in a relationship for a year and then now it's getting a little worse, and it's the first time that they want to leave, and then all of a sudden you're helping, and then they quit coming to the advocate and don't even respond.
You're like, what can you do?
What can you do? You feel like, did I really help this person or did I do enough? Not? Yeah.
Exactly. So it is a hard job. So we want to shout out all the advocates out there who are dealing with domestic violence. And then, of course, anybody dealing with Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Any counselors.
I mean, any counselors who deal with that, the doctors who are out there fighting for our lives every day. Man, we appreciate y'all. And we do want to say a shout out. And anybody who's going through anything right now, domestic violence-wise, just know there is a way out. It may not look like there is, but there's people that are willing to help you.
Right.
Trust and believe that there's somebody there for you.
Exactly.
Don't feel alone because there's millions.
You're not the only one going through it.
You're not the only one going through it. There's tons of people that deal with this.
Yeah.
So, But on another note, I do also want to bounce back into something about this story.
Yeah, me too.
Before
I just wanted to put that out for a little bit, to let y'all know that we do care. And
exactly,
our hearts do go out to
any of those
victim or any body with cancer, whether it's breast cancer or lung
any
cancer,
type of cancer. Yes,
we are. Our hearts do go out to y'all. But going back to our story, nephew.
Yes, going back to the story, Young. There's something I want to jump into because, they took this true crime case and made it into Jeepers Creepers, right?
That's so wild that it's just a small piece.
It's just a small portion. That just inspired a whole.
All it is just
franchise.
A scene.
Now there's like three or four
movies. But Jeepers Creepers is an amazing demon.
Dog, it's crazy, right? Because he eats people's body parts to regenerate his own.
Right.
And dog, like you see that scene where his face opens up like a lizard.
Yeah, dude.
Dog, it's crazy. So check this out, let's make a list real quick.
Okay.
I want to get your top five scariest horror villains.
My
horror villains. Top five.
Of course, my favorite is Michael Myers.
Right. Okay.
Michael Myers is my top one.
Okay, that's good.
I've got Michael Myers. I've got Leatherface.
Okay.
Okay. Oh man, probably gonna go with the what's his name from Silence of the Lamb? Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's my third.
So that's number 3.
I mean, this guy's so.
He's twisted. Yeah.
To make a person eat his own tongue.
That's wild, right? Dog. That is
of
wild.
Course, it's made up or whatever, but still.
Okay, so that's 3.
3. Who else? Who can I go with, man? I want to say from The Exorcist. The
little girl from the
not the little girl. No, not the demon itself. The James Earl Jones in the Exorcist 2 or whatever. He plays who he has to. God tempts his faith where he's going to step off into the nails and stuff. Can't know his name, man, but he's pretty. He's a demon, but reversed back to God. Okay.
Oh, so he's a demon.
Yeah, he's like a.
Damn, I didn't even think about that in my
there's
list.
There's so many, dog.
Yeah.
5 maybe. The bees.
Candyman. That's a good one, dog. Okay, let me see my top 5. I'm thinking, dog. I wanted to go Michael Myers for number 1 because he's my favorite. But I think I gotta. I think
I was biased. And he's my favorite character.
But this your list.
Yeah.
You make it to how you want.
Right.
That's how I'm making it to how I want.
Right.
I think my list would go like number 1. I'm gonna switch it up because I was gonna go Michael Myers.
Right.
I think I'm going Freddy Krueger.
That's
like my
Freddy.
number 1.
I do like Freddy, but he's more childlike to me.
Well, yeah, he's funny and stuff. But dog, that's scary. A dude
going to sleep,
who kills you in your sleep.
Yeah.
And then you can't even stay up.
You can't.
Because eventually you're going to daydream.
Asleep,
or you're going to end up falling asleep or die of sleep.
Right.
Sleep deprivation. Dog, that's scary, dog. And he can do whatever he wants to you in the dream world.
Right.
That, to me, so I'm going to put him number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, we probably going to go Michael Myers. Number 3, we're going to go Jason.
Oh, so you like
I like the more slasher guys.
Right.
Yes, I like the more, instead of like the supernatural. I think number 3, we're going to go Jason. Number 4, man, this is a tough one. I think I'll go Jeepers Creepers number 4.
Okay.
I like Jeepers Creepers a lot. And number 5, this one might be odd, but Art the Clown.
Okay.
From the Terrifier series.
Now, my mind's racking. And I, for some reason, thought because we talked about Art the Clown, when we went to Spirit. But I was also going to add to mine is Captain Spaulding.
Oh,
from
A Thousand Corpse. Yes, House of a Thousand Corpse.
Yeah.
Oh, the clown dude. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
he also came out on what was that other movie he came out in? Which is the same. What's his name, dude? The singer, the older man with the white beard, the white hair, long hair.
Damn.
What is his name? Rob Zombie.
Oh, Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Dog,
He played with Rob Zombie in that one movie.
I know which movie you're talking about. I cannot remember it, dude. I cannot remember.
Where they end up dying at the last and him and his daughter drives towards the police officers or whatever, man. But Captain Spaulding, dude.
That's a good one too,
Captain Spaulding is somebody that as much as he's a clown, which my first 2 daughters, Brandon and Kimberly, were afraid of clowns, dog.
Yeah.
Afraid. I think
afraid
Brandon
of clowns
is,
too, dog.
You know, so they never really got to know Rob Zombie and Captain Spaulding, but he's an icon, man. There's so many out there, dog. You know,
dude. See, and there is so many out there, and that's why that's why I've been doing week to week.
Right.
You know, we've been doing like things that inspired movies.
Right.
Like, remember we covered the serial killer who inspired the Scream franchise.
Right.
You know, which that's another icon too.
Yeah, dude,
I just don't take him serious, dog. Like Jason or Michael Myers, because Scream is a person. Like it's actual. It's one of the crew.
And he's not possessed or nothing.
And he's just
a slasher.
Yeah, he's just a killer.
Slasher. Yeah.
Now he is cool though. Like with the little voice.
Yeah.
What is your favorite scary movie?
Man, but then again, if you talking about true horror, like I lost it, but I'm gonna get it right back. Where she's babysitting.
Oh, When the Stranger Calls.
When the Stranger Calls.
That one is rough too, dog. That one's a scary one too.
Okay, part 2, you know, where she's in the 3rd floor of her dorm, 3rd level. Click on her doors. And when she wakes up, her alarm is changed and her windows are open.
Dog.
And then in her closet, the clothes of the little kids that were kidnapped in the first one.
Yes, dude. That's crazy. Him too, dog. There's so many different villains, dog.
He tries to be a comedian.
Oh, at the stand-up show.
And he has that faceless doll.
Yeah.
Dude, that is,
dog.
We're a lot of people are like, Freddy, Michael Myers, Jason, the new ones, man. But, that guy who portrayed, when you call the police and they're like, hey, I'm trying to, this dude keeps calling and he keeps saying he's here. And the police says, we've tracked his phone.
It's in the house.
Get out of the house.
That was dope, dog.
That's iconic horror because your body is going through something that, what are you going to do?
It's like that, man. We talked about that earlier today, me and my brother. It's those things that make you go into fight or flight.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Do you stay in fight or do you flight?
Are you going to trip and fall?
And that's why I like horror. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and they always fall.
Those are trip and falls are, that's a scary, well, it's not a scary, that's a Scream.
Scream, yeah, comedy. Like
comedy.
The killer.
Yeah,
dog,
killer comedy,
he trips over everything.
Yeah.
He's not that good of a killer.
Well,
because he's just a regular person. That's how I look if just an average guy tried to kill somebody.
Yeah,
you're gonna trip over things.
But then you do have Ramirez, the Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker.
See, and that's a scary person, dude. I mean, because he knew what he was doing.
Exactly.
Even though he said
he was well aware, just like Jeffrey Dahmer, just like Ted Bundy. These dudes were sophisticated
Look at Bundy.
men.
Bundy was, like you said, sophisticated, handsome. Knew how to talk to females and get them in his car,
That little buggy.
How are you gonna catch a person like that?
Dude, and that's why they're able to commit so many murders, dog.
Well, not anymore because of genealogy.
Well, of course, yeah. But what I'm saying is that's why they're able to get so many victims.
Right.
Because they're intelligent. They're not just dumb. Like,
they're not.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And like you said, and that's why I'm glad you said that, Unc, how you're bringing up these serial killers as monsters too, because like the story said, sometimes the scariest monsters really are humans. They're not really monsters.
They're not, you got Michael Myers made up, Who's to say that somebody from a psych ward can't escape,
break free and start murdering people?
Like I said, just because they're in a psychiatric ward doesn't mean they're psychotic.
That they're not smart. Yeah.
That's
true.
They've just been drugged up for so long that, and their minds are thinking at all time. We don't know what they're thinking. When you see people in the psych ward and they're just sitting there, and you think that
and
they're,
then you see them when they're like,
just moving. But even though the doctor says, well, he has no brain activity. How do you know?
How do you know? Dog. Or speaking of being smart, another killer we didn't think about. Dude, Jigsaw.
Oh, dude.
Isn't Jigsaw, bro.
That's fight or flight. Well, no. Be smart.
Be smart. The way he sets up these elaborate traps to kill these people, bro.
That's
wild.
And the cubes where you have to try to get out, what are the rooms?
Which ones? Oh, the escape rooms.
Escape rooms?
Yes.
It's just like Jigsaw. I mean, it's not as elaborate, with the contraptions, but you gotta know some stuff.
You gotta be smart. Yeah. Use your mind to put things together.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
that's another killer, dog. Like there's so many horror icons.
But see,
nephew,
what I mean? Who thinks about that? How did Jigsaw come about? Somebody had to have thought of him.
Dog,
I mean, because people write movies, write stories, write. I follow these females, always, poets.
Right.
So I know poetry is somewhat of the story, but you also got to be smart in order to say. Instead of saying "I love you," there's different ways of saying it in poetry. You know what I'm saying? So these people, when they see. How did you come up with the character Jigsaw sitting on a fucking tricycle with the red
swirls?
That. Who does that,
dog? And that's why I tell you, as crazy it might seem, maybe we all have some sort of monster in us.
We have to.
You know what I mean? In some form.
But we don't know how to release it.
How to release it, or some of us know how to keep it hidden.
I'm not saying the monster itself. Maybe we are hiding it because we're afraid of releasing it. But then there are some people who can say, you know what, let me write this story, and then how do I come up with the animation or
right? Because they had to come up with the traps.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
The traps itself.
Like the things that they had to do, like the lady who had to cut her eyeball out to get the key behind it.
How did he put the key there?
And if not, it was a mechanism that would boom close on her head. Yeah. Dog, that's wild.
You know what I'm saying?
So Jigsaw's one up there too.
Oh, what about the dude with all the nails in his face?
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, dog.
Yeah.
See,
but we didn't even think about Pennywise.
The
clown. Dog.
There's so
many horror characters.
But we're stuck on like Michael Myers because he's so they
he's
put
so
him
infamous. Yeah.
Jason. How many Friday the 13th movies? And besides, every year we have a Friday the 13th somewhere,
at some point of the year. Some month. It's just the icon that these horror movies hold, and that's why I like what we're doing. I like that we're doing this little
for this month
Oktoberfest, that we're keeping it with the horror characters,
right?
Because I don't know about like our audience out there, but horror movies have been a big part of my life for a long time.
All of us,
and it touches 70s, all of us.
When The Exorcist,
when all that kicked off, you know what I mean. That is a pioneer of horror.
Yeah. Well, and then before that, we have you have the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, the Dracula. You got
Frankenstein.
Dude, if you want to go back to the 30s, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, horror has always been there.
Right.
Frankenstein, like you said.
Yeah.
Did you know Frankenstein was written by a teenage girl?
No.
Mary Shelley or something like that?
Oh, I didn't know that was a female.
Dude, it was a teenage girl who wrote Frankenstein.
Wow.
The more you know.
But then again,
the rainbow.
They came out from the 30s or 40s, right? When it was written. 50s.
It was a long time ago.
Or before the 20s.
Yeah, it was a long time, dude. It's just things like that are crazy, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, this was a good story tonight.
It was.
We're getting to a good closing point, man. I do want to do one thing before we get out of here, and it's something that we haven't done in a long time. But there's something I want to do before we get out. Today we're going to talk about things that piss me off.
That's been a long time, dog.
It's been a long time.
What drive-through have you been to lately that piss you off?
It's not even a drive-through today.
It's usually a drive-through, dog.
I have a lot of drive-through stuff. I'm fat, man. I always go through the drive-through.
Yeah.
No, I do have a good things that piss me off today, dog. And it's something we talked about at the very beginning before we started the podcast. Because it happens to me all the time.
Dude,
you know what pisses me off, huh?
Tell me.
I hate when I set my alarm for 6 a.m. and I wake up at 5:59. Pisses me off.
Oh, yeah, dog. I told you that, man. I usually wake up before my alarm.
Dog.
And I don't even mess with it.
I don't know what possesses me to wake up right before, just so I can see my alarm go off. That pisses me off. It's
called something, dog. We Bible study last night, we talked about that, man. You know, about, of course, you know, we want to say the Holy Spirit woke us up, you know, like at 3 in the morning. But that's 3 in the morning.
And then
but if you set your alarm at 6 a.m. and you wake up at 5:59, yeah, it would piss me off.
That pisses me off.
1 minute.
That 1 minute matters.
Set off, that 1 minute can
determine
make
the rest
or break
of
your
my
whole day.
Yeah. That's going to determine the rest of my day, dog. God damn it.
It's like, you know what? Go back to bed and roll out of the left side instead of the right side.
Right.
You know, when your wives be like, dude, go back to bed and roll over and wake up on the other side of the bed.
I can't roll over to the other side. I'm going to smash both of them, dog. Damn.
Yeah, you're pretty
big, dog.
You're heavyweight, dog. No.
But yeah, that's the man, bro. That pisses me off. There's nothing worse than setting an alarm and waking up before it. Because that little bit of time.
Why I said it, right?
Right. Because if I don't, I'm not gonna get up.
If you don't set it, you're not gonna wake up. And if you
I said it, I wake up before.
Yeah. And
why?
You're like, man, 1 minute.
Oh my God.
Why? You know that's at your whole day. That's the mood breaker.
Right. And then I was
that's
snoozing.
Your mood ring, dog.
Like, you know what?
I don't know if you know what a mood ring is.
Yeah, where it changes colors, yeah. Dog, you set that damn alarm, and I'll be like, you know what, I'm going to snooze it. And then I wake up late. Dog.
You miss your snooze?
One time I woke up for work, and it was light outside. Oh, no.
Being light outside, you're 3 hours late.
Oh, I'm late. Yeah, it's time to call in. Yeah, it's time to call in.
I was in the toilet all this time. I couldn't even call you.
I'd be like, man, sorry, man. I just coughed a whole lung up.
I just barely stopped coughing since 4 this morning.
I'm like, hold on, give me a second. I'm about to throw up as we speak.
Right.
Why did we used to call in like that back
That's crazy.
Put on a fake cough. Hey, boss.
I don't feel good.
I don't feel good.
Get your ass to work.
Man, get to work, man. Tell them I showed up. I got.
See, and that's our younger days, dog. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I wanted to call in this morning, but I had no reason to. You know, what was I going to do today besides sleep all day?
Nothing.
I'm either going to sleep all day,
or I might as well
go to work and make some money.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's one of them things that pisses me off, dog. I setting an alarm and getting up before it. You feel me?
The drive-thrus, they don't really just piss me off. Except last week, I was listening to MC Magic Princesa. So I drove to McDonald's, right, at my lunch. I'm listening to Princesa, and because the week before I was listening to something else, and the girl was all like jamming out with me and stuff, right? So this time I seen it's a different lady, right, and it's Princesa, and I'm like, so you want to be my princess? She said no, and she closed the window on me. You know how I'm a jokester, dog. You know that, dog.
Yeah.
And I meant it as a joke. I'm not, being
weird,
being perverted or being weird,
He said, "You want to be my princess?"
Nope.
No. Bam. She hit you with that Friday.
So I saw her today. I went today. No, I went yesterday because today I had Arby's. I tried that.
The
Arby's.
steak bites?
No, Cass says they're bomb.
I need to try them.
Cass says they're bomb. I ordered the Italian sub. Don't go. I'd rather have a sub from
Subway.
Same price from Subway. Same price.
Right.
I said price. Same price. And Subway's way better.
Subway's better. Damn.
Yeah. The Fit, because I've been going there too for lunch and having the Fit sandwiches, which are
the 6-inch healthy subs.
Healthy subs, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all I get. I don't get no chips, or I'll get some water or whatever. Yeah, dude. But that's what happened to me at the drive-through. You know. And I thought it'd be all right because last week the girl was all jamming out. I love that song. I think it was Bad Bunny that I was listening to at the time. But this song, listening to MC Magic, Princess.
She was like, no.
Would you be my princess? I see what my princess said. No. No.
They'd be like, man, just give me your money, please, so you can get out of here.
Give me your debit card. Boom. It's $6.
Here you go.
Get my receipt.
Goodbye.
Get my receipt.
I want my receipt today.
Exactly.
Well, man, now we're at a good closing point, Is there anything you want to say before we head out?
Just thank y'all for being loyal.
Sure.
We have seen a lot more activity on all our platforms.
Right,
and,
right.
Thank y'all so much for being loyal and putting us out there.
Exactly.
We're trying to maintain and be as funny, serious,
entertaining.
the entertainers that y'all would like for us to be.
Yeah, exactly. Want to make this content as entertaining as we can, so that week to week y'all are excited. Like, I can't wait till next week's episode.
And we do have a couple of people like that.
Yes, we do, man, and we want to shout y'all out. Thank y'all so much for staying.
Right.
Like Unc said, just staying loyal to us, man, from week to week.
Right.
Some weeks we have taken breaks, and things been going on. Life has been lifing for us.
Yeah.
But as consistent as we try to be, y'all always there, commenting, liking, sharing, sending us messages, and we really do appreciate that.
Right.
We can't tell y'all how much that means to us.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, man, thank y'all for sticking around for another episode today. We hope y'all enjoyed yourself today.
Exactly.
And if y'all did decide to follow, man, welcome to the Late Night family.
Right.
We're so excited to have y'all, and we hope that y'all continue to stick with us as far as we can do this.
Right.
You know what
as
I mean?
As long as we can.
So, man, other than that, I'm good.
I'm good.
Well, thank y'all for watching another exciting episode of Late Night Conversations with Unc and Nephew. And until next week, peace.